Well, good Friday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. Sorry for the late video today, guys. I'm having some technical issues on this end, and hopefully you'll be able to see this video fairly early today. Schneider National has just made a major announcement about a week and a half ago that could potentially affect all of trucking, even if you don't work for Schneider National. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to make the announcement of what they said. I'm going to include a link in the description below for the news article for those of you that want to check it out. But before we do that, why not click that subscribe button? Why not share this video on your social media platforms and give me a thumbs up? As I said, the link for this news article will be in the description below, along with a lot of other great information that you really should check out. All right, folks, let's not waste any more time. Here's the music and the news article we're going to be talking about today. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back. Recently, I say recently, a few months ago, I did a video, actually a couple of videos about Schneider National. The one that got the most pushback, the most blowback from drivers at that company and recruiters at that company was one called 5 Things That Schneider National Recruiting Does Not Want You to Know. Now, in that video, I mentioned several policies and procedures that they don't really want publicized that aren't good about the company, and why I would never work there. People told me, some people said, yeah, it's exactly that way. Some said, no, it's not that way. You're making this stuff up. Schneider doesn't micromanage, blah, blah, blah. Well, out comes this news article about 10 days ago, and I decided I should share it with you because this has implications all across trucking. Even if you don't work for Schneider, you guys know I don't. I work at Dart Transit. I'm very happy here. But these kind of things start small like this, and they snowball into bigger things that affect us all. All right, here's what it is. Schneider, well, first of all, let me back up a little. James River Transportation has been working with the state of Virginia for a while on this, and now Schneider National wants a piece of the pie also. What I'm talking about, of course, is Schneider National has made a deal with the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles to start putting basically what you and I would call breathalyzers in some of their trucks. So they're going to start off small. They're going to start with 8 trucks and put breathalyzers in there. You'll have to blow into this thing that's on your door and on your steering wheel to unlock your truck to be able to start it so that you can drive. Now, I've got a problem with this for a few reasons. One, when you start doing this, this is something that was typically reserved for somebody that was convicted of a DWI. They would put these in your personal vehicle, and you had to have this to drive if you had been convicted of a DWI. This is an overreach here. This is making you do something before you've been convicted of a crime. This assumes you're an alcoholic and that you're a drunk driver before you've ever violated any laws or things like that, before you've had any due process in court. So I've got a big problem with it for that reason. Now, secondly, if this takes off, and by the way, the vice president of safety at Schneider thinks this is a great idea. He thinks drivers will be excited about it. The president of James River Transportation said his drivers were excited about it because they felt like they were part of the solution. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not sure how many drivers the president of James River Transportation talks to, but I think this is going to cause Schneider to lose a lot of drivers. Most people become a truck driver for the freedom, to see the country and for the freedom. And when you start doing stuff like this for no reason, is Schneider having a problem with a lot of drivers getting DWIs or driving intoxicated? Now, I've seen some drivers on the road this week that I wondered if they weren't intoxicated. But to do this to people before they've had due process of law doesn't seem right. Now, this article goes into the stats of drinking and driving, but that's misleading too, because those stats are for cars, not trucks. How many trucks do they get for DWI every year? It says drunk driving kills 10,000 people each year in the United States. But again, how many of those are truck drivers that were drinking and driving? It says in 2020, Virginia had 6,624 alcohol-related crashes. Again, how many of those were truck drivers that were drinking and driving? 3,386 alcohol-related injuries and 272 alcohol-related fatalities. So it's lumping us up with cars again, and we've already seen statistics that, 80% of all crashes or 90% of all crashes are the fault of automobiles and not commercial vehicles. But it's also talking about some of the other drunk driver initiatives that are out there for preventing drinking and driving. And those are great. I'm not against those programs. I am against putting breathalyzers in trucks when drivers haven't committed a crime. And I think that they're going to lose a lot of drivers over it. Again, it says what I told you a minute ago, that 8 tractors will have these breath sensors installed in 2022, and they'll log more than 100,000 sensor miles for each vehicle. So they're going to keep them in the trucks about a year, 10 months to a year. The driver will have to blow into both or one of the sensors in the cab, which will then calculate your blood alcohol concentration. He says it'll be similar to blowing a candle. Now, they've already had some problems with these things, and this brings up my next concern. Windex. If you use Windex on your windows, sometimes that will censor the truck that you've had alcohol, and it won't let your truck start. Imagine that you've got up one morning, you're going to pick up your load. During your pre-trip, you decide you need to clean your windows. You clean your windows, and then your truck won't start, and you're late to pick up your load because your Windex is on your windows. Now, they said they realize that's a false positive because the alcohol wears off pretty quick. But what if the system itself malfunctions on its own? Forget the Windex for a minute. It also says mouthwash. So say you wake up with dragon breath and you do a little mouthwash before you go pick up your load or before you walk in the shipping office. They say, yeah, back into dock number 4. You go out to your truck, you breathe into the sensor, and your truck won't start because it thinks you've been drinking and driving. And you got to sit there and wait for the system to clear, for your breath to become normal. Maybe you drink a Coke or a cup of coffee or something, and then your truck will start. It's just another unnecessary hassle. And these technologies work so great to begin with. Let's talk about my Bendix system for a second. Yesterday, I'm going under an overpass. It thinks I'm hitting a wall. It slams on the brakes to the point I nearly had a wreck. I'm going through construction a few days ago at 2 or 3 miles an hour following another truck. It thinks I'm about to rear end the truck, slams on the brakes, and brings me to a complete stop where I can't go at all. And it's crazy. I was in no danger of an accident. I actually had my foot resting on top of the brake so that if something were to happen, I could go from 3 miles to an hour to a stop really easy. So, but that's another subject. I get upset, and this is not a rant video. We saved those for Wednesday. But this technology a lot of times is released before it's ready for prime time. Now, of course, Emily Curtis, the Virginia State Coordinator with SAD, says she don't think there'll be much pushback. Of course, I'll bet you dollars to donuts, Miss Emily Curtis has never been inside a truck and probably never even met a truck driver, so she don't have a clue what'll cause pushback and what won't, but she's hoping it don't. They're also working to get this in consumer vehicles as well. So, those of you that aren't truck drivers that watch my videos, imagine you go out and buy a new car and it has it in your car. And you're being treated like a criminal before you've ever done anything wrong. You're being treated like a DWI convicted person, and you may never have even taken a drink, or you might drink responsibly. And of course, now they're comparing this to saving lives like seatbelts do, and I could do a whole deal on my thoughts on seatbelts too. Are they a great idea? Yes. But you should determine your level of safety, not government, not somebody else. If you want to wear a seatbelt, you should be able to. If you don't want to wear one, it's your life, in my opinion. I'm a live and let live kind of guy. Now, they predict that this alcohol detection system could save 9,000 lives each year. How did they come up with that number? And do we really think that there's even half that number? Do we think there's 4,500 truck drivers that are driving across this country every year under the influence of alcohol? I doubt it. The way everybody is micromanaged, we're in the most highly regulated industry there is. And I doubt real seriously there is that many drunk truck drivers going down the highway. But anyway, the article is in the description below. As I said, I would encourage you guys to check that out. I'm going to do my best to also put the link down there for my video I did about Schneider, the 5 things their recruiting department doesn't want you to know. And if I can find the other one I did on Schneider, I'll put it down there too. You guys send me an email, leave a comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are about these breathalyzers. If your company started having this, or if manufacturers started putting these on all new trucks, would this prevent you from buying new trucks? If you were looking at a company going to work there, would you consider not working there because of this? Also, think about when this takes off, other companies are going to start doing this. And are you okay with that? But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. You guys have a great weekend. We'll catch you on Monday. I've got another good one for you on Monday you're going to love. All right, take care. Bye-bye.